Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to explore one of the foundational texts of Western philosophy, that is Plato's Republic. So Plato's Republic was written around 380 BCE. So this is a dialogue that offers some profound insights into justice, politics and education, and about the nature of reality itself. So as we discuss some key themes and concepts, I encourage you all to think about how these ideas relate to our modern society. So let's start the video. So to begin, let's briefly consider about Plato's background. So Plato was born into an aristocratic family in Athens during a time of political upheaval. So his experience, including the execution of his mentor Socrates, deeply influenced his philosophical and political approach or outlook. So the Republic reflects his vision of an ideal society and the role of justice within. So the Republic is structured as a dialogue that is primarily featuring Socrates, who was engaged with various interlocutors, including Glaucon and Thrasymachus. So it is divided into 10 books, each addressing different aspects of philosophy and governance. So now we'll be discussing about some of the major themes and concepts of the Republic. So the first one was justice. So let's dive into our first major theme, that is justice. So throughout the Republic, Socrates seeks to define justice. Initially, Thrasymachus argues that justice is merely the interest of the stronger. However, Socrates encounters that the true justice benefits the whole society, which creates a harmony among its members. So he draws a parallel between the justice in the individual and the justice in the state. So this parallel suggests that just as a well-ordered city functions harmoniously, so does a soul. Next, we are going to talk about the ideal state. So Plato's vision of the ideal state, which he calls the Callipolis, is structured around three distinct classes. The first one is about the rulers, who are the philosophers or the kings. The second one was the guardians, who are the warriors, and the third one was the producers, who are the workers. So each class has its own role, which emphasizes the principle of specialization. So everyone should do what they are best suited for. So this organization aims to ensure a just and harmonious society. So this was the concept of ideal state in the eyes of Plato. Next, he talks about the philosopher or the kings. So central to Plato's argument is the concept of the philosopher and the king. So Plato asserts that only those who have achieved knowledge of the good should rule only. So the allegory of the cave that illustrates this point is that prisoners in a cave mistake shadows for reality, just as people often confuse appearance with the truth. So the philosophers, having seen the light of the sun, which represents the knowledge, is compelled to return to the cave to enlighten others. Next, he talks about the theory of forms. So another critical concept is Plato's theory of forms. He posits that beyond our marital world, there exists a realm of ideal forms. So the perfect representation of concepts like beauty, justice, and goodness. So the form of good is the highest form and serves as the ultimate source of knowledge and truth. So, this theory challenges us to seek deeper understanding rather than being just satisfied with mere the appearances. Next, Plato talks about education and the role of women. So, Plato emphasizes the importance of education in cultivating the guardians and the rulers of society. So, he proposes a rigorous educational system that aimed to develop both the body and the mind. So, notably, he advocates for the inclusion of women in all the classes and argues that they should receive equal education and responsibilities, which was quite progressive during the time he lived. So next, the most famous thing he talks about in the Republic from the exam point of view, it is important. So he talks about the allegory of the cave. So as I mentioned earlier in the philosophers or the king's part, that the allegory of the cave is one of the most powerful metaphors presented in the Plato's Republic. So the allegory of the cave illustrates the journey from ignorance to enlightenment. So the prisoners that whose gradual realization that there is a reality beyond the cave symbolizes the philosopher's journey towards the knowledge or towards the truth. So this allegory invites us to reflect on our own lives. That how often do we all settle for shadows rather than to seek the light of truth. So through the allegory of the cave, the Plato wants us to reflect on our lives, on our own lives, and we should analyze that how often do we all settle for shadows rather than to seek the actual truth that relies in the society. So, in the final book, Plato introduced the myth of ER, which serves as a moral lesson about the importance of justice. So, the myth describes a soldier who experiences an afterlife, who witness souls choosing their next lives based on their past actions. So, it emphasizes the idea that our choices have consequences, which reinforces the importance of living a just normal and virtuous life. So this is his so in the last book, so he created a myth for us to analyze our lives in a better way. So now let's discuss about the implication of Plato's ideas. So now as we gain some insight about Plato's ideas and his critics, so we must know that now that his vision of an ideal state has influenced countless political theories throughout the history. However, it has also faced criticism by its part. For instance, Aristotle critiqued the concept of philosopher kings, arguing that it could lead to tyranny. Additionally, the rigid class structure raises questions about the individual freedom and equality in society. So, as we conclude about the Plato's Republic, we can see that Plato's Republic remains a vital text that challenges us to think critically about justice, social norms, governance, the nature of reality in a detailed manner. So, its themes resonate today, prompting us to consider that how we define justice in our own lives and societies. So, as we move forward, I encourage you all to reflect on the relevance of these ideas and engage yourself in discussion about their implication. So, as I wrap this video, I want all of you to discuss these questions among your friends so that you will be able to understand Plato's Republic in a better way. So, some of the key questions that I have prepared for you all that you should consider these questions. The first questions was how does Plato's definition of justice compare with the modern understanding? It is a very detailed question. You can if you understand understand the video, you'll be able to answer this question in a very precise and concluded manner. So the second question was that what are the strengths and weakness of ideal state proposed by Plato? So as I prepared this question, I the first thing that came into in my mind while I prepared this question was that if you all understood what the ideal state was and how as we envision an ideal state, how does it reflect its light in our own lives? So this is a very important question, so that if you answer this question, you will be better understand your life and the society that you live in. And the last question or the third question is that in what ways does the allegory of the cave relate to the current issues of education and enlightenment? So this question is about the modern society and the problems that we face in the basis of education, or the current issue that we face in education and the part of enlightenment. So I hope you will be able to answer these questions by yourself. Please look for some materials on Plato's Republic, and if possible, if you don't understand the video in the first watch, please watch it for 3 to 4 times, and I bet by the time you'll be watching this video from 3 to 4 times, you'll understand Plato's Republic in a very detailed and better way. So thank you all for your attention, and I look forward to hear your thoughts and engage in a discussion about Plato's Republic, because it is a very enlightened topic that can enlighten a human being about the darkness he was facing in the society as well as in his own life. And if you all like the video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And if possible, share it with your friends so that they will be also able to understand Plato's Republic in a better way.